This is
Chat the Great. But you've had Look Up, which came out last year, which, by the way, I love the artwork for that. It's super cheeky. It's great. Who does
It's cheeky.
Yeah, it's super cheeky.
That's the idea. It's
cheeky. Who designed the artwork for it?
A friend of mine called Chris Deacon, who at the time he was living in Los Angeles. He does all the layouts for magazines. So he's the production designer for magazines, or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So he does the covers and the big spreads in a magazine. He'll lay them all out, and he'll be there for the photo shoots and that sort of thing. Put it all together. That was his job. He was working at the time. He was working at Playboy magazine.
No way! That's the cheek.
He'd gone over there to work for Time Out in New York, and he'd done a really good job, and he won loads of awards for various front covers he'd done.
Yeah.
And he got headhunted by Playboy, and he was like, "Oh, I've got to do it, haven't I? I've got to do it. I've got to say I've done it."
Absolutely.
And so at the time he was working there, and so that's why it's all got that glorious LA sunshine on it.
Yeah.
But that's his girlfriend's knees are on the cover.
Oh, that's nice. That's a good claim to fame for her. My knees are on the cover.
You're dying out on that.
That's it. How is it kind of working on that record as well? Because it's quite nice because you bring in like some nice folk and a bit of pop in there as well. It's got kind of a new wavy feel to some of it, but like some fantastic riffs as well. I'm such a fan.
Thanks.
How was
thanks.
it?
I spent a lot of time making it because at that time I had my daughter was quite young. Well, she's still quite young. She's only 8 now, but so I was doing a lot of not childcare, but a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
Doing the school run and all that sort of stuff, and making the dinners and doing all, doing that sort of bit.
Yeah.
And so, but one day a week, and at weekends I would do gigs. Fridays and Saturdays I would do a gig, and then home on Sunday, and I'm home all week.
Yeah.
Until Friday comes around again, and then but on Thursdays I would go to the studio every Thursday, and so it took every Thursday for 2 years to make the record. Because it was only myself and Gordon. There's only 2 of us in the studio, so we had to do it that way, just track by track, overdub by overdub. So it was quite. And then once the tracks were up and full, then invite other musicians in to sort of help me colour it a little bit.
Yeah.
That was. I think that's why it's quite a broad church, if you know what I mean. Because over 2 years, what I was making changed. And what certain songs I wanted to have on the record, it changed from one thing to another. A bit of country on there.
Yeah, that's
what. A bit of folk.
It was kind of like unexpected, and that's what I like about an album is when you don't know where each track is going to go, and that's what I really liked about it. And you release it with it's really cool, and you release it with Reckless Yes as well, which is I've
known Sarah for a number of years. I've known her since she was a journalist, and. When she said she'd started the. It was just because I'd released the album through Pledge Music originally and raised the funds for it, but I hadn't, and I thought I might release it through Acid Jazz, but then Acid Jazz, their situation changed, in as much as they got bought by another company. So I was looking for a home for it for a little while, and then she came to a gig to interview Chris or myself. And it just sort of came out like she had this label, and it's like, well, this feels like a natural fit. So would you be interested in releasing Look Up? And she was more like, would you be like willing to let us do it?
Wow.
I do. Of course, I trust you because you seem to know what you're doing. You've got loads of energy and enthusiasm, and that's really what I was really interested in. Not the business side of things, but. Their willingness to help me sort of put it into the world.
Yeah, and I think that's nice because I think it is really important that someone's not just taking it and like just shoving it out willy-nilly. Like you need someone to kind of like actually care about the project because it's your project and it's your baby. Like you don't want someone to just fling it out. Like it needs to be kind of nurtured properly. So I think that's really nice.
That's how I felt about Reckless Yes, because it's quite a small, intimate group of friends running the label, and it's like, well, there you go. There's a small team behind it. There's a lot more focus.
Yes.
Having been on major labels and all that sort of thing in the past, you know how sometimes things can get a little bit lost in the machinery.
Yeah.